Hi, everyone. Welcome to Honey, Golden, and Ray's chat.
Hi. So, how are you, Ray? It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while. It's really good to see your face.
You too.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I've been through the ringer. I have been through a lot of purging recently. If you haven't been following my journey, I was up in the mountains for a couple of weeks with very minimal service. And it ended up being a very good, needed experience, like moving through some fears that I didn't really even know were there still. So yeah, now I'm finally settled and I'm ready to start working again. And it's been good, getting back in the flow.
Good.
How
Yeah.
are you?
I'm doing good. Everything is going well. I'm getting ready for vacation.
Yay.
Yay. So,
Yay. Yeah,
so
go ahead. Oh, I was just
you
gonna
were
say. Go ahead, you go.
well, I just saw you dancing there, and I know we're going to talk about movement. So I thought we'd just go for it.
Yeah, let's just talk about movement. So movement and manifestation are hand in hand. So we wanted to talk about that a little bit. And I guess I'm not going to self-proclaim that I'm a manifesting expert, but I will say that I'm pretty good at manifesting. I've figured out some sort of like system for it a little bit. And one of those things is movement. So if you think about life and creation itself, life is movement. If something is still, like if the cells or anything inside of it stop moving, then it dies. So when it comes to creating, we are sovereign creators. So if we want to tap into that power, we need to move. We got to move your body to get that energy flowing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be pretty movement. I mean, I think people get a little maybe self-conscious, like, well, I don't know how to dance, or I don't know any dances. It's like, it's free flow. Like you could just sit here and be like, do, 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 boop, 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 boop. This is what I want. I want you to go home, whatever, just move, Yeah.
Yeah. I think we get really worried about what other people think way too often. So just be your freaky self and do a weird dance.
Be your freaky self. I love that. It's true.
Have fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Because even if you're not feeling like you're in a fun mood, like let's say your creativity has been stifled, you're not feeling just like good about yourself or good about things, movement will make you feel better. Even just a few minutes, like let's just say you go in your house and you're like just jump around for 30 seconds and you will feel better. I mean, don't believe me, try it.
Yeah, try it. Get a trampoline, do whatever. I noticed the lymphatics are super important too. So it's like a platform you stand on, and it's called something, but my friends and I call it the wiggle machine. So you get on there and you're just being wiggled. And that's
like
too.
Vibrating? Like it vibrates?
Yeah, it vibrates like this. So it helps your lymphatics drain. So you're getting that gunk out, you're looking dorky, whatever. It's good.
Yeah.
Sing out loud too. Sing loud, and whether it sounds good or not.
Right.
Yeah.
That's our voice, right? If you think about what we're doing when we're speaking is we're pushing out, our body is using harmonics.
Yeah.
Our voice is using harmonics to create a tone that means something specific, right? And then our mouth is assisting with shaping the tone, right? So when it comes to harmonics, our body is literally a like a musical note almost,
Yeah. Bagpipes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. And I said this yesterday, actually, on my TikTok live, that it doesn't actually matter what you sound like, because your voice is attuned to your body and your frequency. So even if it doesn't sound like on key, it actually doesn't matter. It's actually still helping and healing you to be, even if you're just humming, like,
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's on key, because your key is, your body is in its own key because of the
Yeah.
way that we're all different, right?
Humming is so important. Like that is probably one of the easiest things to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it sends those vibrations through your whole body. You can, I mean, if you don't, if you're not, if you don't, like if you've never experienced feeling your own vibrations, it's, you just put your hand right on your chest. You can literally feel your voice through your hand. You can feel it go up and down, and you can feel the lower notes feel a little more like big. And then when you start talking higher, the vibrations move up into your throat. And you start talking lower and the vibrations go down here. So think about moving our voice can move the energy through our body. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we need to do right now. Cause a lot of us have been stuck for a while, I feel like. And part of that was being stuck at home for a long time. And we got used to being stuck. And we got used to waiting for things to happen instead of making them happen. And waiting for other people to make things happen. So let's just manifest them.
I will say a really helpful tip if you're struggling with feeling energized, or you're not really feeling like you can communicate very well right now. Just a simple throat stretch is very helpful to just open the throat chakra. I mean, you don't need light codes. You don't need, this is just like a physical, you just tilt your head back, push your jaw forward toward the ceiling, and just do that. Just do that.
The stretch.
Do that for a while, and it'll probably make you cough a little bit, because these muscles don't really ever get stretched. Most of us don't do this.
Well, and a lot of mucus accumulates. I know what I live at altitude, so mucus will just accumulate in my, and I'm just like, so just getting that out and making stuff move in the throat, I think is really important.
Yep. It's interesting. I've actually cured myself of like lung infections and like sinus infections just through singing. I know it can be hard to sing when your throat is feeling weird and stuff. Like it's like, it doesn't feel good to sing, but if you push through it and you're just like, okay, like you'll start singing and then you'll start coughing, and then you start singing and then you'll start coughing, but it's okay. Like the singing, the vibrations is literally pushing out the gunk, the mucus. Yeah, it works. It really does.
Awesome.
Yeah.
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 So,
well, I know we were also talking about manifesting and how we are meant to be sovereign.
yes.
So I feel that's just so important. And I'd love to go more into that, like more into different ways of manifesting.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we let go of victimhood right now, because we're no longer victims. And it's really, there really is nobody holding us back. Even the movie isn't truly holding us back, because there's nobody there but actors. Right. So right now, just realizing who you are and that you're actually free, and that you can actually do the things that you wish for, and just start attracting them to you, start bringing them in. And I find it like a catch and release. Like if you can just concentrate on what you want for like 60 seconds and be very thankful and grateful and truly feel like you have it, and then release it up, then you're going to have it boomerang back to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love what you just said about like feeling that you already have it. Like that's one of the most important parts, is feeling the gratitude, the knowing that you will get it, like no doubt in your mind. If there's any doubt, that's when it turns into like you're almost blocking it from yourself. So yeah, that's super important. Feeling it too in your heart, like feeling it, like, yes, what would it feel like if I was sitting in the room with the thing that I want right now? What would my body feel like? Right. So just like imagining that, using your imagination.
And it really doesn't take very long. Like sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Like I had a day where I said, I wish that I had this much in my bank account. And it was when I wasn't working. I was like, that would be awesome if that was there in my savings account so that I could just let go of worrying about it. And I would say it took about 3 to 4 weeks. And that ended up in my bank account in a totally weird way.
Beautiful.
And I barely had to do anything to create it. And I never had to pay it back. Like, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And those kind of miracles will start to happen all the time when we get into trust mode, and we stay there. So with my experience up on the mountains, I left Long Beach. I just had moved into start at the beginning. I was evicted in December of last year. I raised enough money through TikTok and all of my amazing followers to get an RV. The RV turned out to be a little bit of a lemon. So as I was, I wasn't able to leave Long Beach right away, but I did what I needed to do to get it ready to get on the road. And as soon as we left Long Beach, I had no idea where we were going, but my intuition said, you need to leave Long Beach and you need to head towards Quartzsite, Arizona. And I said, okay. And I'm like, I had no plan of where I was going to stop, where we were going to stay, nothing. It's just get on the road. You'll be fine. Just go. I'm like, okay. So I did. And I ended up meeting some people who said, oh, if you want a safe place for your dog to give birth, that's not too hot. The Hualapai Mountains up north, they don't get past like 80 degrees. So they were the ones that told me about the Hualapai Mountains. And so I was like, okay, universe, taking that as a sign, I'm going to head up there. That's just the next sign of where to go. And I went there, and while I was going up the mountain, it was the most terrifying self-doubt moment, like, because the road itself was very dangerous, a 1-lane dirt road, tons of dips and holes and potholes. I ended up getting some pretty major damage in the back of the RV on the way up because I bottomed out too hard and the frame is like falling apart. So I had to stop after that and had like a panic attack. And I was just like, universe, are you for sure certain that I'm supposed to be going up this road? This is very dangerous. This doesn't seem like this is a good idea, right? And they're like, no, you are being divinely guided here. And it was actually the trees that stepped in, and they just comforted me, and they said, hey, look around. You are not alone. Okay. They're like, we can feel you from under the earth. We called you here. Okay. I'm getting chills because I just remembered they called me their divine mother. And I was just like, oh, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So we're connected. So I've been here before. Like, this is not a new, and then they started telling me about why I was so afraid, because the last time I was on this mountain, I'm getting so many chills. This is a download that I didn't fully finish getting in the mountains, but they started to give it to me. That the last time I was in that mountain, there was like a war, and all of our people were slaughtered. Whoo, my God, my face. I'm getting emotional. That's why I was so afraid. That's why I was like, are you sure? I don't feel like this is a good idea. And they told me, they said, you will have a divine encounter with someone on this mountain. And I was there for a week, and I had met quite a few people, and I was like, okay, was one of those people the divine encounter? I mean, and I said, universe, I don't know how we're going to get off this mountain. We barely got up here. I don't know how we're going to get down. And they're like, don't worry, we'll carry you out. They said, we'll carry you out. I said, okay, you'll carry me out. That sounds good. They're like, it will be easy. It will be effortless. Just trust. So instead of spending my time on the mountain trying to figure out how I was going to get down, trying to like research and fix the RV and like doing the 3D stuff, I decided to step into trust mode. I said, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my time here. This is a beautiful space. I mean, it was tucked away in this little valley you couldn't really even see around you. You were just completely surrounded by like trees and hills. And sure enough, the second week, I'd been there for 2 whole weeks and I was legit like out of food, almost out of water. And this woman shows up and she had her dog, and she saw my husky and she goes, "I've always wanted a husky. Oh my God, this is divine timing. Like, I think we were supposed to meet today." And I said, "I think we were supposed to meet today." Now, this is an important part of manifestation. When you think maybe your manifestation has showed up, it will offer you the thing that you want. You're not going to have to ask again. So I didn't cling to her and say, "Oh my God, can you help me? Can you save me? Can you get me out?" I was like, if this person's meant to help me, she'll offer her help, right?
Yeah.
And sure enough, she did. She offered to help get me food, and she went and got groceries. She drove an hour down the mountain, an hour back, gave me some groceries, and then she ended up offering me to basically long-term house sit for her in this house that I'm in now, which is virtually empty because she doesn't live here. Multiple bedrooms, multiple bathrooms, air conditioning. I mean, beautiful view of the mountains from every side of the house. An acre of land completely fenced in for all the animals, just they can just hang out outside whenever. So I just hope that gives you hope or inspiration, who's ever listening to this, that the manifestation comes after we let go of the fear, and once we just really settle into trust.
Mhm.
Like, it is going to work. I know someone will come along. She actually ended up paying for my RV to get towed down the mountain, because the next day she came back to like drive with me to go down, and the brakes went out on the way down. We could have died. But as you know, I have great intuition. So as soon as I felt something was wrong and the brakes were acting weird, I was like, we're gonna stop. Because I was pushing down and it wasn't coming to a full stop. And I was like, whoa, this is dangerous. So yeah, she ended up, I didn't have the money at the time, so she ended up paying for a tow for me and everything. So huge miracle. And I created that, right? I created that, and I allowed it into my experience.
Mhm. And it will happen, as you said, you'll recognize it when it comes in, and then you just have to let it deliver itself to you. Instead of getting antsy about it, just allow it to fully show up.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like when it happens and you're just like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah."
Yeah. Yeah. Like it
Sometimes it takes a couple days to fully form for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know what the manifestation will look like. You just know how it will feel.
Mhm.
It will feel easy. It will feel effortless. It will feel in flow. It will feel in good timing, right? But you don't necessarily know the details or the circumstances.
Yep. Yep. And it's been a
Yeah.
really interesting time. I mean, we're all in the middle of ascension. Everything's a little topsy-turvy. The energies are like this.
Mm-hmm.
So just taking care of yourself and trusting that the right things will come your way and asking for them, like, it's huge. And that could be that collectively we ask for everything to switch. Say, we're ready. We're truly ready to live a different life. And we're also ready to change, to accept that. That's another thing. If you're not willing to change anything you do, then it won't show up because you didn't make room for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've talked about that a lot too, allowing the thing to come in. Being in receiving mode is so important.
Yeah.
And trusting when it shows up, trusting that it is the thing. Like when she showed up and it was a little strange that she just met me and was like, "Do you want to live in my house?" Like, I could have been suspicious and I could have been like, "This seems too easy. this seems too good to be true. I could have completely just been like, no, I'm good. I don't trust you. You seem weird, right? I could have done that. And there was that slight doubt within me that was like, is this too good to be true? Because this is happening way too easy. She just showed up and is like, hey, do you want to live in my house? Like rent free, like that's like, that just seems too easy. But sometimes you have to trust it and go with it to see if it's for real or not.
Yeah. And once you get through the long term like blocks that you've had in your own system, it will be easy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be really easy. So I've had that happen with jobs. Like I had a really long career and I absolutely hated it at the end. So it's like, get me out of here. And then somebody came and said, oh, well, I just quit this great job. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go apply for that job. And, I got it and I just let it unfold, so you may not have to do very minimal effort to get things to happen, and maybe you don't have to do anything, but if you are being asked to do a little bit, then do it, just kind of go with the flow of it. And it's never anything extreme at all. It's always been like something that takes a half an hour,
Mhm.
like it's not a big deal to get it done and to have your whole life change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to mention too, I love that the trees told me we will carry you down the mountain.
Mhm.
And sure enough, the RV was carried by a tow truck, down the
Down the
mountain.
mountain.
So it was very much like, oh, okay, I see what you did there, trees. I thought they were being, what's the word, like using an analogy. I didn't think they were being literal when they said we'll carry you down, but I saw in my mind an image of their roots under the earth lifting the RV and like carrying it down. So that was a really cool, like, oh wow.
Yeah. Well, and you could have gotten into really big trouble. And a lot of people try and just push through everything.
Mhm.
And that is not the way to do it anymore. Now follow your intuition, go with the flow, listen to your gut, listen to your heart, just listen to your body too. Like your body is telling you.
Yeah, and don't let anyone push you for like, because the woman who is letting me live here, who helped me out, she was like, she saw me that I pulled over on the side of the road, and so she turned around and she came back and she's like, hey, can you just make it another 100 feet down the hill? Like there's a pull-off spot right down there. And I said, no. She goes, it's literally right there. She's like, you can see it. And she pushed and pushed, and she told probably 5 or 6 times. She's like, I really think you should just move it. I'm like, no, it will. The brakes are out. I will. If I try to drive it again, I will crash. I knew it in my gut, and I knew I could. It was only 100 feet. It literally was such a short distance, but it was downhill. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. And the thing is like, I could have been people pleasy, like, oh, she's helping me out so much. Like, I don't want to upset her, but that's an old wound that I've healed. So in that moment, I could tell that my body was like, do we want to give in? Do we want to just listen to someone else and so that they're okay? No, I want to follow my intuition and my gut, because I know what I know. We have to, we just trust yourself. Trust yourself. That's like the biggest.
It is. And we've been talked out of that, and it's time to take it back.
Yeah.
That's sovereignty.
I hope everyone feels inspired.
Yeah, I do too. I feel inspired.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So you're going to do a class soon about dragons?
Yeah. So the dragons actually also came to me a couple times in the mountains, and some really cool downloads came through. for just stuff I'm going to be working on. But yes, so I'm doing a class called Connect with Your Dragon, and then I'm doing another class called Heal the Dragon Within. Both of those dragon classes are going to be probably in the next month. One of them is on the 3rd, and one of them I haven't set the date yet. But they're both going to be a little bit more me providing tools for you to connect on your own, right, with your dragon, and then also focusing on, I'm going to be asking some prompting questions. I'm not going to give you an example right now, but I'm basically going to be asking kind of some tough questions that to help get your brain, the wheels spinning of creative ideas of things that you could do. So it's going to be more participation.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because we all need to start doing that. Like, it's time to get into your own intuition, and it's time to, like, you could listen to us, but also start working on your own intuition at the same time.
Yeah.
We're here to inspire you to do it.
You know what? I actually just remembered now that we're talking about this. This is why I created this group that's we're having the first one on Friday. And I got to check which Friday it is. I think it's the 2nd, June 2nd, but it's called Gathering of the Ground Crew, because we are the ground crew, right? And it's a free group. It's free if you're part of my Reiki fam, which is $5 a month to be part of my Reiki fam. And then it's a free social event. So everyone is encouraged to bring your own like channeled message or inspiration for the group, like maybe a piece of art that you made or maybe a song you wrote or something. And we're all just going to get together and like share the things that we've been receiving. And it's just a great way to connect with others on this journey, to find support, to find healing, and also not to just sit there and listen to someone else talk, but to bring forth your own ideas. And because we all have something very unique to offer.
Yeah, we do. That's great. I love that you're doing that.
Yeah. That kind of came to me in the mountains too. A lot of good stuff came to me in the mountains, very clear energy up there.
Yeah, nature is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. We saw some amazing creatures too. So cool. The elk, and yeah, it's so cool. Well, this has been so lovely.
Yeah.
I'm so chatted again. It's been such a long time.
I love it. I'm glad that you're doing so well, that you're settled, and that you're back on the scene helping people, because it's perfect timing.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to let people know too, if you're new to, if you don't know who I am, because I know I haven't been on Honey's channel in quite a minute. So I do a blog. If you like to read, I have a blog on my site. I post about inspirational stuff. And then you can always check my site for like, classes and things like that. But the main place where I'm active is TikTok. So if you like TikTok, head over there. I post a lot on TikTok.
She does. And I'll put all the links below.
Cool. Cool.
Thank you, Ray.
All right. See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.